Small steps back to a new normal. The CDC announces new coronavirus guidelines, including people who are vaccinated can gather in small groups without masks. Hello, I'm Denise Koch.
And I'm Max McGee. Much more on the guidelines in just a moment.
But today we have also learned that President Biden has canceled his trip to Baltimore this Wednesday.
Instead, he'll meet with the CEOs of Merck and Johnson & Johnson at the White House.
So this all comes as the latest key metrics of the coronavirus in our state continue to trend in the right direction.
For the first time in months, there are fewer than 800 people hospitalized with the virus. And today, we learned the president is canceling his visit this week to Baltimore.
So WJZ investigator Mike Helgren is live at the Baltimore vaccine facility that Biden was scheduled to visit. He has reaction from the White House. Mike.
Denise, Max, the White House says it was more appropriate for Mr. Biden to stay in Washington, D.C. for this event. It follows the publication of an article that was highly critical of Emergent Biosolutions, the company that makes the vaccine here.
On Wednesday, the president will travel to Baltimore, Maryland for an event with the CEOs of Johnson & Johnson and Merck at Emergent Biosolutions.
On Friday, the White House announced President Biden's first visit to Baltimore as president to meet with executives from Merck and Johnson & Johnson and tour the facility where much of the nation's J&J COVID-19 vaccine is made. By Monday, the trip was off.
We just felt it was a more appropriate place to have the meeting, but he will look forward to discussing with them ways to work forward to continue to expedite vaccine supply and distribution to the American people.
So what changed? The New York Times published an article on Saturday accusing Emergent of using its influence with the federal government to advocate for hundreds of millions of dollars in spending on anthrax vaccine, leaving the national strategic stockpile with fewer resources to fight the pandemic.
The administration is going to undertake a comprehensive review and audit of the national stockpile, and obviously some of that was covered in the story I believe you're referencing, but I have not, our health and our COVID team has not conveyed to me any concern about the timeline or pace of vaccine production.
In a statement to WJZ, Emergent called the article misleading and said Emergent feels strongly the U.S. government should fully fund preparedness for a wide range of threats, and that Emergent is one of the very few companies that has invested in pandemic preparedness and bioterrorism, and the country has been better prepared to respond to COVID-19 because of it. In a separate statement, the company said the Biden administration is always welcome to visit their facilities.
I just want to say to every single one of you that we're deeply appreciative of.
Emergent has been praised by Governor Hogan and other officials for its work manufacturing the vaccine critical to ending the pandemic. And we have some breaking news for you. Governor Hogan will hold another press conference on COVID-19 tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon. Reporting live at Emergent Biosolutions, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Okay, Mike, thank you. A Goucher poll shows 64% of Marylanders plan to get vaccinated as soon as they can or have already received at least one dose. However, 15% of Maryland residents say they want to wait to see how the vaccines are working, and 18% say they will only get the shot if it's required or will definitely not get vaccinated. The poll also found about a third of Marylanders think the state government is doing an excellent or good job at distribution, while 66% think they are doing fair or poor. Howard County officials held a press conference this morning to discuss COVID-19 vaccine equity. Officials say 60% of county residents who received their first dose are white. Only 13% are black, 12% Asian, 3% Hispanic. County Executive Calvin Ball announced the launch of a mobile integrated community health unit to host clinics at faith-based organizations and bring the vaccine to targeted areas for distribution.
Now, as we've reached this pivotal point in the fight against COVID-19, we must redouble our efforts to reach out to our impacted communities and ensure equity.
Immediately after the press conference, Executive Ball received a dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine right there on camera.